Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of New Windsor, where we're building an autumn city set in New England. So right now we're looking at what we built last episode, the central train station and the city hall or library or whatever it ends up being. I'll announce that next video. This episode we've got some special stuff going on. We're going to be building a neighborhood that's not so well off over in this area over here. And we're going to have tons of different types of things like public housing and warehouses and abandoned lots. It's going to be really unique. It's going to be the bad side of town, but every city needs one. So let's get straight into it. Alright, so as you can see, we're working on this lot over here by the river. So for the inspiration here, I decided to go a little bit north from Providence up to Pawtucket. And in Pawtucket, by the river, there is this sort of lot that looks like a construction site. It's got piles of dirt everywhere. And this might be two separate lots now that I think of it, but it seemed like an interesting concept to implement with the sort of main building and then some piles of junk, and I added a scrapyard just for good measure, and I'm really happy with this lot just right by the river. Otherwise by the river I mostly just I added these power lines over here, which I think look really awesome, and I'll extend those out into the rural parts of the city and do the normal thing, and since there's so many trees in the northeast, just have them sort of cut through the forest. I just have this trail of empty grass in the middle of just vast forest, just for miles. That seems like it's going to be a lot of fun when we get to it. Really, all of the rural parts of the city I'm really looking forward to. I want to make a New England seaside like Cape Cod. I want to do a rural amusement park of some sort. Like, it won't be like in the city. It's going to be more like just a rural amusement park that you might see just in the middle of the forest, but off a freeway somewhere, and that I think will be a nice, unique idea, and, well, not so unique. I just haven't seen anybody do, like, a really rural amusement park in this game. It's usually people do it, like by a beach, like $2.20 does, which $2.20 did some really awesome amusement parks. But yeah, I really just can't wait to use the new Park Life amusement park assets. Those are going to be a lot of fun. And I'm just trying to expand the city, though, right now. That's my main focus. At the moment, I'm working on this, like, abandoned lot, which I guess is for sale. This is, like, right near downtown, mind you. Like, this neighborhood is not too far from downtown, but it's nevertheless not very well off. All right, so earlier on we worked on that shopping center with the King Leno buildings. I'm really a fan of that. I never thought of making a shopping center with those buildings, really, like an actual shopping center with the parking lot and stuff, but it makes sense. I saw that in, I think, Do Not Eat's video, which I shouted out in my live stream, but you gotta check out Do Not Eat's channel. Do Not Eat's got this new series where he's pretty much criticizing the way we plan cities in America through the lens of City Skylines. It's very well done, so definitely check it out. Yeah, anyway, right now we're working on this warehouse over here. Well, I guess this lot that's got a warehouse and then like a back shed and some damaged cars and like a tank, and I love this lot. This is like probably my favorite part. Actually, no, I have a part of the episode that I like even more than this, but I love this a lot though. This is just a really cool spot. I think the tank really fills this lot out pretty well, and I added a lot of detail back here, like probably way too much detail, but you know, you got this little rail that goes in here that's, I guess, a line that's not really in use anymore, but there are still some like tanker cars in the lot. Actually, I did that in Taser's New Toulouse series when I took over for an episode. Actually, I did it and then I lost that progress, so nobody ever saw that because I was sort of too lazy to do it again. But here we are. I did it here in New Windsor, so at least there's that. I really like that idea of just having just train cars in a lot that's completely abandoned. I guess the lot's not abandoned, but the train line is. I think my favorite thing about this lot is, since it's not really right in the heart of an industrial area, there's a lot of breathing room, and I think that's really interesting because it gives you a lot of freedom to really add detail to the concrete and just the whole area around it, add things like a tank. I think that's really cool. Alright, so we're working on the second abandoned lot of the episode. So earlier in this segment, we built an abandoned lot we're at the top of the screen right now for you, but that abandoned lot I'm really, really happy with. The difference between that one and this one is that one was built with ploppable asphalt on ground level. This is built with the parking lot roads mod for the pavement rather than the asphalt props. So that means it's on a slope, or at least it can be. I made it on a slope, and I'm really happy with it. I think it looks so cool building these parking lots and with rubble and everything. These are actually inspired by this area that I actually used as inspiration before in Worcester, Massachusetts. I think, okay, so last time I said Worcester, which was a complete butchering of the pronunciation, but I think that's at least somewhat accurate. I think that's how the locals pronounce it, and it was probably really cringy when I just pronounced it. Maybe at least I did a little bit better? Tell me. But anyway, we've moved on to this warehouse over here, which is, I guess, a little bit more packed in than the last warehouse we made. But as you can see, I mean, the houses I've been placing have been the normal houses I place in New Windsor. One difference is I've been using the building states mod to make them abandoned. The problem with that is they actually despawn after becoming abandoned, and yeah, that's really annoying. So what you see me do, I mean, you only see it really in the final cinematics, but I actually replaced all of the abandoned houses with houses that have windows on them. Yeah, you see that? That was abandoned. Instead, I just have boards on the windows that I added as props. It's not as abandoned looking, but it still really captures the look of a neighborhood that is not doing that well economically. You'll see. It actually looks pretty good. Another thing I do is I add a lot of cracks and stuff to the roads. The roads in New England aren't really maintained that well anyways, but I guess they're especially bad in this neighborhood. So this episode's probably about 25 minutes long, and usually the episodes are around 15 to 20 minutes, and I just wanted to note that the episodes are probably gonna go back to that. I mean, I've been doing longer episodes for the past couple of episodes, but I'm not gonna be able to maintain that. I'm getting a little bit busier again. I've been sick, so I've just had some extra time to just not really worry about anything, and I haven't had much to do, so... but now that I'm better, I've got to start being productive, and I'm not going to be able to do as long episodes moving forward. And another thing is I'm probably going to cut out less from the footage for the episodes. So over time, I've realized that I cut out way too much footage. Like, I could probably make an hour time lapse out of all of the footage I have, but it gets a little bit repetitive. But I realized that I'm cutting too much footage out, and I have perfectly good footage that I could be using. It just seems boring to me when I'm watching it. But maybe that means I should be building a bigger variety of things, and that means we should branch off branch out rather than just working in the city. So rather than cutting all that footage, I want to start using it because I could probably be a lot more efficient. And I mean, if I really tried, I don't think I'd be able to do this, but if I just used the footage that I had and didn't really cut anything out of it, I could probably have 2 series going at once with, 2 episodes a week. I mean, like 1 per series, and maintain that if I wasn't cutting all the footage. That's how much footage I cut, and how much productivity has just sort of gone to waste. And like the only time you see it's the cinematics. I just feel like I don't really want to waste that anymore. And even if it's a little bit repetitive, I'll probably keep including it start including it rather than cutting it all the time. So yeah, that's just another update. This episode doesn't really count. I do cut a lot of stuff out, but next episode is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be shorter. We're going to do less stuff. Like, we're going to get less done, but it's going to be more sustainable because I'm going to be able to make more episodes if I'm not cutting all that footage out and we're more focused on smaller projects. It's finally time to name the sports team for Hawking University, so I'm not going to put cinematics on screen or anything. I've shown you enough of the university for the time being, but yeah, we had a poll 2 episodes ago to decide between the final 2 names for Hawking University's sports team, and in the end, the choices were the Astros or the Atomics. And in the poll, the Astros got 45% of the vote, and the Atomics got 54%. So the Atomics it is, the Hawking Atomics. So thanks all of you for the suggestions and for voting in the final poll. It was Bobby Payne who suggested the Atomics in the original discussion, so thanks so much for that name. And congratulations, Bobby. But now that that's over with, we I guess we can talk about what's going on in game right now. So right now we're building this little like public housing complex, which I really like. I put a screenshot of this on Twitter. You'll see some cinematics later, but I really like this. These are the Mitchell Heights houses by King Leto. I've been meaning to use these for a while. We also built some public housing in a time-lapse earlier with the brick houses, the brick public housing buildings, and I really do like that. I like that complex as well. Just something about this one has like a really awesome feel to it. So I really had to go out of my comfort zone for this episode and look all over the place in New England to find stuff that I really liked and wanted to emulate. And I found this really awesome industrial area in Providence that I'm going to make a whole sequence of episodes about that I took little parts of here and didn't really show you, but I'll show you that when we actually do make those episodes. And I do still have some photos from a subscriber who sent those to me while he was in Providence, but I didn't really have the time to look through them for this episode. I'm sure there was something applicable, but I definitely want to go through those again and figure out which episodes those will be applicable for. But anyway, the video is coming to an end. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Hopefully you got some inspiration from this. That's always what I'm aiming for. Leave a like if you did enjoy. It really helps new people find the videos, which is always great. A dislike has the same effect. Subscribe if you're new around here, and hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button to get notified whenever I upload a video, just so you never miss an upload. And follow me on Twitter, where I post teasers and screenshots, and I post updates if there's no episode, which you definitely want to know if you're using the notifications from my videos as your wake-up alarm. Follow me on Instagram. I post my best screenshots there, where you can find just a nice gallery of my prettiest photos in City Skylines. Well, not photos, but almost photos. Some of them look like photos. So follow me there. Also, you should join my Steam chat, where you can talk to other people who like City Skylines. You can share your creations. You can get help if you get a problem with your game. You can do pretty much anything related to City Skylines there, so definitely join that. But yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed, and I will see you next time.